Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Where is Zur? I am Ty Guy Travis, and of course, the Zircus is in town. This is the show where we find Zur and we look at his inventory. And today, he can be found on the moon of Nessus. He is over here in the Watcher's Grave. It sounds scary, but it's not so much. So let's go and take a look. Alright, so once you touch down on Nessus, go ahead and hop on your Sparrow, go straight ahead, and you'll see a tree right in front of you. You're going to want to jump on that branch where you'll find Zur waiting for you. And here we are. Let's see what Zur has in store.
I bring a message from the night.
Okay, so first up, he's selling Hard Light. This is an auto rifle that can shoot in 3 of the different elements in Destiny. It's also just a pretty reliable auto rifle, so if you do not have it, you should definitely pick it up. Similarly, Liar's Handshake is a great hunter exotic. However, the roll this week is not very good. 62, it's not a 69 god roll or anything like that overall. So I would say probably skip it unless you don't have it in your collections. Lion Rampant, this is a great Titan exotic, and the roll this week is actually pretty good. 65 is on the higher end. Probably a lot of people don't have rolls that high. So if you don't, consider picking this one up. The great thing about this roll is that it is super well-rounded. As you can see, it's got in the 10s, 5 out of the 6 stats there, which is great. So if you don't have a Lion Rampant or you don't have one this good, definitely pick it up. It's also just a quintessential kind of Titan exotic. And as a special added bonus, Bungie this week announced that they're going to be releasing a Gundam-inspired armor this fall for the Festival of the Lost. And this armor set actually goes fantastically well, or looks like it would go fantastically well with that Gundam theme because of these little spokes here, and I think it's going to look awesome. So definitely pick it up if you're into Destiny, the fashion game of Destiny. And finally, we've got Crown of Tempests. Crown of Tempests is, of course, a great Warlock exotic. However, this one, similar to the Liar's Handshake, is just a 62. So it's one of those things where if you don't have it, definitely grab it. But if you do already have it, you probably have one better than this, or you could at least hold out for one that is better. So up to you if you want to grab it, but I don't think you need to. Moving on to legendary weapons. Unfortunately, this week, Zur doesn't really have a whole lot of good legendary weapons. He's got this Icolos hand cannon with Disruption Break and Genesis that I'm not interested in. Death Adder with auto-loading holster and Disruption Break, also kind of not super interesting. Subsistence and Demolitionist. This is okay, but it's not anything to write home about. Then we've got Iota Draconis. I like Frenzy on this. Surplus I'm not crazy about. Overall, we've seen better rolls of this fusion rifle sold from Zur in recent weeks, so I'm not super excited about this one. Fractithist, same situation. Full auto trigger system I think is a waste of a perk. Thresh can be good, but I'm not really interested in this particular role. 7th Seraph Saw has Zen Moment and Disruption Break. Again, kind of just mid-tier perks. And finally, Stars and Shadow with Snapshot Sights and One Quiet Moment. And Underdog. We've definitely seen better rolls of this weapon in recent weeks, so I would skip it. I do want to say that both Hawkmoon and Dead Man's Tale are actually pretty decent this week. So if you don't know, Zur sells these every week. And sometimes they have good rolls and sometimes they don't. These ones are pretty decent. Hawkmoon with Opening Shot, that's my favorite perk for Hawkmoon. It just has a very good synergistic effect with Hawkmoon, which Paragosal Shot, you can see there what that does. So that one's just good if you don't have it. Some of its other tertiary perks are, okay, Combat Grip, Alloy Magazine, not bad. But I would say probably if you have a better one than this, obviously you don't need it. But if you don't, this is pretty good. And similarly, Dead Man's Tale has Vorpal Weapon, which is my favorite perk on this weapon. So some of these other ones, okay, Ricochet Round's not my favorite, but Vorpal Weapon, if you don't have one, maybe worth picking up. I don't usually cover these weapons just because he sells them every single week, but they're pretty good this week, and everything else is bad, so if you don't have one, pick it up. And then finally, we're going to talk about armor. I'm actually not going to go over Titan or Warlock armor this week because it is all very bad. Hunter's is also pretty bad. 61 grips, 59 chest piece, 58 mask here. But I did want to talk about their boots because their boots are, okay. 63 is sort of mid for legendary armor. You definitely could find better ones, and Zur has sold better ones in the past. But this one's pretty decent. It's got decent mobility, decent resilience, and it's got very high intellect, which if you're a hunter who likes to pop off your super as often as possible, can be very useful. But that's really the only piece of armor that even comes close to being serviceable. Maybe if you are new to Destiny and you don't have good legendary armor, this one will be okay, but you'll likely find something better to replace it in no time at all. So it's kind of hard to recommend it even. Zur kind of had a very big disappointing week this week, so shame on you, Zur. We're not very happy with you, but that is what he's selling. And that's a wrap for Zur. Hopefully this was useful to some of you. Unfortunately, his inventory wasn't great this week, but we'll be back next week to look again and hopefully get something a little better. So for everything related to Destiny and Zur and his inventory, stick with IGN.